90-Day Fiancé. Jenny and Sumit open up about struggles of setting up their cafe with no running water. It's stressful. 90-Day Fiancé stars Jenny Slatin and Sumit Singh's first day at the cafe turned into a total disaster. They never imagined things would take such an unexpected turn on their inauguration day. The reality. Stars are finally opening up about the challenges they have faced along the way and how these challenges have affected their business. Jenny and Sumit appear to still regret some of the choices they made in the initial stage of their cafe business. Things spiraled quickly when Singh saw his dad using water from the washroom to wash vegetables. The TLC star had a beef with his family on the very first day of their business, and he hurt them all. Well, Jenny and Sumit appear to have learned a lot from their mistakes. What did they share? Have they finally found a solution? 90-Day Fiancé. Jenny shocked at cow urine blessing at their cafe. Sumit Singh's family agreed to help him run his cafe in India. He even named it Family Cafe to appreciate their efforts. The 90-Day Fiancé star and his family wanted to follow the Hindu tradition at the inauguration of his cafe. Sumit's family invited a priest to perform all the sermons and rituals to get blessings from God. However, Jenny was in disbelief to learn about the special holy water sprayed at the cafe. She learnt that they were spraying cow urine mixed with holy water to bless their cafe. Sumit explained that cow urine holds great significance in their culture and is used on every occasion. Still, Jenny had a hard time processing everything and felt grossed out. She felt Americans would never allow something in their kitchen. Jenny and Sumit explored various locations before finalizing their place for their cafe. They compromised on running water because they wanted to set up their business in a prime location. The 90-Day Fiancé stars were ready to operate in a small place to attract more customers. Unfortunately, things took an unexpected turn when they actually started working. Recently, Sumit and Jenny shared the various struggles they faced while working in a cafe with no running water. The former shared how stressful it was actually to manage the entire cafe. He worked at various restaurants before starting his own business. However, the reality TV star became overwhelmed when he had to execute other tasks in addition to cooking. Jenny admitted, "We were all brand new at it, so none of us knew what we were doing." Sumit realized running a business is much more complicated than cooking. He told Access Hollywood about the changes he made after facing all the challenges due to the lack of running water. The reality TV star shared that he moved his business to a new place with easy access to running water. Sumit added, "Yeah, it has a sink, an actual sink with running water because we were struggling over there without it." He also explained that it has become costly to buy hygienic water every day. The 90-Day Fiancé stars were losing a significant amount of money due to the water issues. Fans were glad to know that Sumit and Jenny have found a solution for their business. They also liked to know that the couple's business is still running, and it wasn't fake. The morning sun beat down on the narrow streets of Greater Noida as Jenny Slatin stood outside the bright yellow building that would soon become her and Sumit's dream cafe. A faded sign leaned against the wall. Karma Cafe, good food, good vibes. She smiled at it, brushing dust from the letters. "It's perfect," she whispered. Behind her, Sumit Singh emerged from the doorway carrying a toolbox, already wearing a sheen of sweat despite the early hour. "It will be perfect," he corrected with a grin. "Once we get the running water, and the electricity, and maybe a stove that doesn't spark." Jenny chuckled, but the nervous tension curled in her stomach. They had signed the lease 2 weeks earlier, pouring their savings into this bright, quirky dream of opening a cafe together. Something that blended American comfort foods with Indian street flavors. But they hadn't expected that the building's water line was practically non-existent. No water meant no tea. No tea meant no customers. And no customers meant no cafe. Still, they were determined. The first big problem. Where's the water? That afternoon, they met with the landlord, a balding man named Mr. Kapoor who spoke in a tone suggesting he had very selective hearing. "So," Jenny began carefully, "we still don't have running water in the kitchen. We were told it would be ready last week." Mr. Kapoor nodded sympathetically, the way someone might nod at a child explaining how their teddy bear got lost. Yes. Little issue. Just small plumbing thing." "We need the water, Kapoorji," Sumit pressed. "We can't start anything without it." "It will be done," he said, waving his hand. "Tomorrow." Jenny arched a brow. "Tomorrow? You said that last week." Yes, he said again, stepping back toward his scooter. "Tomorrow for sure." As he zoomed away, Jenny turned to Sumit, fuming. "If he tells me tomorrow one more time, I'm going to lose my mind." Sumit laughed, pulling her into a gentle hug. This is India, darling. Tomorrow sometimes means, well, eventually. That's not reassuring. Cleaning day turns into chaos. With no running water, the couple improvised. Jenny filled buckets at home. Sumit carried jugs from a nearby shop. They scrubbed floors with wet cloths, splashed the dusty walls with bottled water, and soaked sponges in tiny plastic tubs. I feel like we're camping, Jenny muttered as she wrung out a rag. Camping with air pollution, Sumit joked. At one point, Jenny tripped over a bucket and sent water flying across the floor. The splash soaked Sumit's jeans, and he yelped as the cold water hit him. Oh my God! Jenny gasped, half shocked and half laughing. Are you okay? Sumit blinked, dripping, then broke into laughter. You did that on purpose. Oh please, she said, swatting him. If I did it on purpose, I'd aim better. By sundown, the cafe was still dusty, they were still waterless, and every muscle in their bodies ached. But their laughter echoed off the unfinished walls, bouncing around in a way that made it all feel possible. The pressure rises. Word had gotten out among their neighbors that an American Indian fusion cafe was coming to the block. People peeked in curiously, asking questions. Will you have burgers? Can you make chai? Is it expensive? Will it be spicy? Do you have Wi-Fi? Jenny tried her best to answer kindly, but every question made the pressure grow. One night, after a particularly long day of scrubbing the cafe with yet another bucket brigade, Jenny collapsed onto their couch at home. I don't know if we can do this, she whispered. Sumit sat beside her, taking her hand. Hey, don't say that. We don't have water. The landlord doesn't care. The setup is taking forever. And people are already judging us before we even open. What if this was a bad idea? Sumit gently pulled her head onto his shoulder. Every dream is hard at first. But this isn't hard, Jenny snapped. This is impossible. Sumit kissed her forehead. Nothing is impossible when we're together. Those words, simple, comforting, deeply familiar, softened her. She closed her eyes, breathing in his warmth. A ray of hope. The next morning, Jenny walked into the cafe expecting another disappointing day. But instead she heard clanking, drilling, and shouting. Workers. Actual workers.